Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Sage. Here I am in my non-aesthetic kitchen. I'm just doing some cooking today, so I'll spin the camera around and show you what I've been doing and talk to you about a few little kitchen hacks that I have. So I've just made 2 cups, actually 2.5 cups of rice, just the low GI rice. I always cook my rice with a stock cube. That's why it's got that colour. It gives it a bit of extra flavour. Everybody seems to like it better that way. I am soaking a packet of Italian style soup mix. So this is the one with all the different grains in it. You can see them there. And once again, that'll soak for about 6 hours. And then I'll make the soup tonight. And I've also put a stock cube in the water for a bit of extra flavour. So I'll need to get a bag of macaroni and a can of tinned tomatoes to complete that minestrone, which is a wonderful, cheap winter dish that, I don't know, everyone loves it. Okay, barely a week goes by that I don't make a bolognese sauce, but you can see I add lots of veg. I've also made a butter chicken today, which is looking really, really good and smelling amazing. And I've cooked it, reduced it down a lot, and I've let the bark develop on the bottom of the pan, so there's a bit of extra flavouring there. And I use a lot of cauliflower because cauliflower takes on Indian flavours, I believe, and Middle Eastern flavours for that matter, really, really well. So there's chicken in there, but there's more vegetable than there is chicken. After having just cooked the rice in my microwave, I now know, and this is I've known for years, but the best time to clean your microwave is after you've been boiling something, potatoes, rice, whatever it is, because the steam in your microwave will release all the gunge, and then you can just wipe it down with a paper towel, and you don't need to use any compostable baking paper. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. So I've just made this brownie. My daughter's coming home shortly. I could have mixed that a bit better. But anyway, yeah, she's coming home shortly. Brown compostable baking paper is amazing. Sometimes I even just reuse it, like put it back in the air fryer and make something else on top of that, because then I don't have so much washing up to do. No, I'm not going crazy. Yes, there is a bath mat in my kitchen. Now, this is for a couple of reasons. Now, if you get sore ankles or feet because you're a person that doesn't wear shoes inside, like my husband, this is a really great thing to soften the floor if you have a hard floor, tiled or timber. We have a laminate and it's not too bad, but it does still get a little cold and hard. And the other thing it's really handy for is this. So I can go from my sink over to my stove, and I just slide the mat along and I stand on the mat, and it also catches any spills or water spatter or anything like that. It's just so handy just to chuck a bath mat in the wash rather than getting down on your knees and wiping up a mess. Get what I'm saying? This has gone a little bit hard, but if you have a fridge that gets odours in it, like sometimes different vegetables or whatever create an odour in your fridge, I just get some vanilla extract and put it in, this is just a teacup that I've got a mismatched set, so this set doesn't get used really at all. And I just put some in the bottom of the cup, and then I just put it straight into the fridge like that. If you find yourself with leftover rice, say the next day or a couple of days later, then turn it into fried rice. Who doesn't love fried rice? And fried rice actually should be made with day-old or, day-old rice. That's actually how they do it in Chinese restaurants. They take the leftover rice from the day before and they turn it into fried rice. And, as I said, who doesn't love that? So my fried rice is usually bacon, onion, peas, pretty much whatever vegetable we feel like putting in there. Soy sauce, a bit of sesame seed oil, and that's it. I keep it pretty plain. I don't like it to go brown. I like it to be a lighter colour, and I feel that tastes better, a bit fresher as well. Oh, spring onions are really nice in there as well. And sprinkle some of these over the top. I'll just show you what I mean. You can sprinkle these over anything you like. If you haven't discovered fried shallots, go and get yourself a bag. They are terrific, and you can reconstitute them. If you don't have any fresh onion, or you're like me and you just can't bear chopping onions because your eyes hate it, then you can reconstitute this by soaking them in some water, and they will, do the same function as a fresh onion. They'll look brown, but they will taste great, and because they're dried and fried, you can, the flavour is great. So you can put that on top of anything. Any stir fry, curry, soup, they taste great on the top of any soup, especially like a French onion soup. Yum, yum, yum. So yeah, there's another little hack for you. Sometimes people ask me, like, how do you know these things about cooking? Well, okay, I sat in my mum's kitchen and I watched her a lot. Sometimes I was allowed to stir, but not very often. Anyway, I watched her. I watched and I learned, and I would ask her questions about things. And she, of course, being a wartime baby, and when I say wartime, I mean World War II, they didn't have very much. They had to collect food from, a designated pickup spot with stamps, with vouchers. And Mum grew up, as she was a very young child. She can remember the air raid sirens. She lived on the central coast of New South Wales, and she routinely at night had to get under the kitchen table, and they had to put the blankets up on the windows and turn the lights off and all of that stuff. So she came from the generation where you didn't waste anything. You didn't waste anything. And her parents, of course, were Depression era adults, so they certainly didn't waste anything. And so I think that's where I get I'm not frugal at all, as you know. I'm a collector of makeup and many other things, but I hate waste. I absolutely am abhorrent, especially food waste. That really upsets me, because there's so many people in the world that are going without good food. And here in Australia, we have incredible fresh food. Like, we are so fortunate to live in this country and have the great fresh food that we do. And to waste any of it, to me, is just crime. And my husband is exactly the same. He feels exactly the same way. He works in agriculture. We live on a farm. So, cooking is kind of a way of our life anyway, because we can't do DoorDash or Uber Eats or anything like that here. But it's just, I'd like to sort of encourage those of you younger people in my audience to think about where your food comes from, what the food, like the quality of the food that you're eating. Finding out a bit more about it might be really a great idea, like a fun thing to do as well. And looking through your pantry and using what you already have rather than just ordering in. I heard something the other day that some people are spending like $250 a week on Uber Eats and DoorDash. And I honestly, that cannot be sustainable. If I was a renter, even without, living, having 2 full-time wages as we do, we couldn't afford that. So let's think about the food that we're eating. Let's think about the quality of the food that we're eating and making sure that we're using up what we buy. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a bit of a different video, but that's my take on what my food preparation so far for this week, as well as a few things you might like to think about in your own food preparation adventures. Bye for now.